I've got my needle tool and I'm just drawing a line around. This is how thick the walls are going to be, and I'm using this just as a guideline. So notice around the neck I made it a little thicker around the neck and shoulders because all the weight of the head are going to be pressing down on that neck, and it could cause it in the kiln as it heats up to fall or break or slump down. So I'm just taking my loop tool and I'm starting to cut out. Notice that I'm supporting the sculpture with my left hand, and I'm also using that as a guide to make sure I don't cut through. If I cut through, then that's okay, just patch it. Paying attention to the sides of the walls, but I'm also paying attention to the depth. You've got to make sure that you're paying attention to the depth of it and keeping that wall thickness the exact same, or as close to the same as you can. Thick, based off of how fast we have to fire here at ICS, your walls could explode if they are too thick. If they're uneven, it could cause cracking. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking my needle tool and I'm poking holes in the thicker parts, and those are just going to act as little vents. Now if you poke through your actual sculpture, it's okay, because you've allowed your sculpture to kind of dry on the outside, but it's not too hard, so you can just smooth that out. It's no big deal. Now the outside has this hard shell, kind of, a little thicker, like a leather hard shell. The inside is still very moist, so make sure that you catch it right at that perfect point to hollow it out. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding score marks around, and I'll paint my slip, and I want to paint a lot of slip on there so that when I press it together, the slip just kind of oozes out. Leather hard clay, so if you push too hard, you'll dent or break it. If you don't push it hard enough, then you're not going to merge it together. Now what I'm doing is I'm just smoothing it out. You can add an extra piece of coiled clay. Make sure that you hydrate that area. You should already have slip kind of oozing out, and it should just attach well.